Hello, this is Crypto CJ. It's the trade of the day, Monday afternoon, evening, Tuesday morning edition, depending on where in the world you are. And today's been a great day. It's an Ethereum day, not a Bitcoin day, an Ethereum day. Well, let's go to the chart because there is news and wild speculation regarding Ethereum, the ETF. So as you can see, it's shot up, over 18% today. And this is why I think that's
Wow.
happening. The US SEC is asking for the amended, whatever cryptic filing for the spot Ethereum ETFs. Most experts thought the Ethereum ETF was going to get bounced to later this summer at the earliest, but this is the same move that the SEC asked for when they agreed to or approved the Bitcoin ETF a few months ago. Now they're essentially asking for the same thing on the Ethereum ETF, which is making some experts say, hey, this just doubled or tripled the likelihood of this happening this month. So, and I've got Eric Balchunas here on his Twitter. This is somebody that Bryce follows from Crypt Nation, and I started following him too because he's the Bloomberg guy on ETFs. And I was looking at his stuff daily during the Bitcoin ETF commotion a couple of months ago, and now here he is back, and he's saying the odds of a spot ETF approval going up from 25% to 75%. And you can go ahead and look that up. I'm not going to go over every word and every form that one has to fill out to do this, but this is I believe what's moving the markets today. So. And with Ethereum doing this big pump, Bitcoin's had a pretty good pump too. It's broken above 70K. Go to the hour chart, get a little closer look. Yeah, right here in the 1 p.m. hour Pacific time, it briefly broke over 70 and then dipped back down. But again, a really big move today, nearly 5%. So we're loving that. And on the day chart for Bitcoin, still moving up. We had a green day on Friday, a little dip over the weekend, and then obviously today's pump. And Ethereum, going to the day chart, has broken out of this range. I don't know where we'll close today. We've got a couple more hours left on Pacific time anyway, till 5 o'clock, and we get this closed candle. But it looks like it's going to be well above 3,500, which is the top of my zone here on the bottom, and could be tracking up past 4K if the ETF is approved, maybe even all-time high, which I've got this zone at the all-time high. I believe it's around 4,700. So if this is approved, would not surprise me at all to see Bitcoin break above this zone, this 43 to 4,700, and then maybe even hit 5,000. So exciting stuff here in the markets. Anybody have anything else to add, or want to pile on, or know something to the contrary, or have questions about the markets overall? Okay.
Are they still having EFT on this Ethereum this week?
Yeah, that's what I was talking about. The ETF that there's
That they made it start to go.
that there's the SEC is asking for additional information from the institutions who are proposing the ETFs. So that's usually a sign that they're going to be approved fairly soon. At least that's how it worked for the Bitcoin. No guarantee it'll work that way for Ethereum, but obviously the market's excited about this. So
okay.
there's some speculation that this may have something to do with some political pressure. Biden has come out generally against crypto, where Trump, the Republican candidate, is generally for it. So looks like maybe the administration is trying to take away a political issue. I saw some of that in the Twitter feeds I was reading. So now again, not sure, but I don't want to get political on this Zoom call, but could be in the mix.
Let's hope so.
Yeah. Okay. Any other questions or comments about the markets overall before we go to Altcoin Alert and iCoinPro, see if we can find some day trades and swing trades? All right, let's do it. Altcoin Alert. My easy mode is off. I am on the altcoin radar setting. Going to reload and look for some potential trades. The first sort I usually do is the AA score. And I'm generally looking for values 80 and above, or at least in the high 70s. For example, Thorchain has 81.4 AA score value. So that's AA telling us that it's got an 81.4% chance to go up 3% or more in the next 48 to 72 hours. Everything is up today just about, with a few exceptions. And I saw this one this morning, put some alerts on it. Haven't traded it yet, but let's go ahead and look at Rune. This is my day trading layout on the 15-minute chart, featuring the RTI, the relative trend index or indicator. And this is the indicator I put most of my alerts on. Sometimes I use a cumulative delta for confirmation. And then I've got the supply and demand visible range for support and resistance. So generally I want to take short trades up here in the red zone or coming out of the red zone, which is resistance. I want to go long when something's in the green or coming out of the green. Yeah, it's support. So for example, on this, actually I'm on Gala. So need to go over to Rune. Gala was about one of the few ones that was negative today. We may get back to that one. So I'd be uncomfortable taking a long trade now on Rune because it's in the red zone on the 15-minute chart. Maybe I would go to a longer chart, like a 30-minute or an hour, and consider a swing trade, but it's still in the red zone. 4-hour chart, still in the red zone, day chart. Okay, I have to go all the way to the day chart to find past resistance that I could use for guidance as an exit. So let's say I'm taking a swing trade on this one. Get in at 17.2, give or take. And there's quite a bit of room to the red zone, but it's also 54 days. That's how long it took to drop that much. So, but 21%, that would be a really good swing trade. Over 50 days, take that back. It's like a mediocre swing trade, but 20% is nothing to sneeze at. But I digress. I went off my, I actually went from my day trading layout to my swing trading layout. So anyway, on Rune, on a day trade, what I'm looking for is something like this. Use my vertical line. Like this would have been the ideal entry. Dips below the 20 and then breaks back up. So it's a dip and a retrace. Those are my favorite trades. And then we get a really nice pump right about here. You get that nice move, 5.5%. That's a really good day trade if you stay in the whole way. On my day trades, I'm going for about 1 to 1.5% on a chart. And then since I'm a more experienced trader, I'm using leverage, 10x leverage. If you're fairly new to this kind of trading, this short-term trading, day trading and short-term swing trading, you should start out on spot and maybe go for 2 or 3%, maybe 5% at the most, depending on what the charts look like. And then build up. You can build up your balance pretty quickly, piling up those 1, 2, 3% wins. And then once you have some sustained success, maybe you can consider leverage. And people have been with me for a while have heard me say that many times. But if you're new, you really shouldn't be considering leverage yet. It's too risky. Okay, so I'm ideally I'm looking for a setup like this, where it breaks below the 20, comes back up. Another one, more trend based, as it breaks above the 50 and comes back up. And that's where I'm looking for confirmation with my cumulative delta. So we have that here on a Sunday night, broke above the 50, and a really nice confirmation here. Some strong green candles trending up on the cumulative delta. So that would be a go. And again, would have been a winning trade, depending on what your goal is. And you can even go with the 80. Let me show you these numbers. See, this is the 20 here. You can see the numbers here, 50 and 80 are the three areas I look at the most on the the RTI. And again, you want to look at your cumulative delta for confirmation. It's kind of going sideways here with this break above the 80. So I don't know if I would have taken that one. At the moment, we are above the 80. And ordinarily, I'd be looking for a short if it dipped below the 80. But the way the market's pumping today, doing shorts is risky. And you should at least use a stop loss with a short. Since we're in a bull market overall, on my short trades, I use a stop loss. On my long trades, I buy additional positions. And then if it still goes against me, I'll usually wait. I don't usually use stop losses on a long position in a bull market, but it has its own risks. So you have to figure out how you want to protect your trades, whether you want to use stop losses, additional purchases, or some combination of both, and decide how you want to handle that. All right, so how do you set alerts on this RTI? It's really easy. You right click, add an alert on the RTI, crossing up on the 20 would be the lowest point. You can do another one for the 50, and you can do another one for the 80. Let's go back to the 20, go through the whole thing. Once per bar close, if you want to leave it on all day, it'll stay on until you turn it off. The alert name, I usually use my information source, AA score purchase in this situation. Then go over to notifications. I'm going to notify in the app on my phone, pop up on my computer screen, and play a sound also on my computer screen. And choose one you like. I usually go with 3 notes reverb or chirpy. And click create, and you're good to go. So that's how you do that. If you're trading both directions, if you're a little more experienced and you're on an exchange that allows leverage trading, I usually do an entering the channel, 80 on top, 20 on the bottom, and the rest is the same. And that'll create like a rectangle on the chart. If it breaks above the 80 and then dips back down, that alert will go off. If it breaks below the 20 and comes back up, then that alert will go off. Okay. Any questions on Rune as a day trade? Okay, let's look at this as a swing trade, different layout. So I've still got the support and resistance here, but I'm on the usually on the either the 30-minute or the 1 hour. And see, we were looking at Rune. Sometimes I forget to switch over. Okay, so Rune on the 30-minute chart is in the area of resistance. So this is not where I'd want to buy. I'd probably do what we were doing. I would look at the day chart and use that. There's a couple potential options of where I'd want to get out on a swing trade, knowing I'm going to be in this probably a few days. Use a little bit of some resistance here at about 9%. The beginning of the red zone is 20%. And then your exit would be around 8.7, give or take. So that would be a nice setup. To get a good entry, I think I go with the 30-minute chart. I'm going to bring up my supertrend. And I'm a little too late for this buy signal. That went off at 8 o'clock this morning. And so I'd probably try to catch the next one. So I'm going to right click on the buy and choose supertrend buy. I'll leave it on just once. And this is my AA score purchase. And I'll go ahead and set this alert. Can notify in the app, show the pop-up, and play the sound, handbell. That's the one I use for my swing trades. Click create. So when this breaks down, gets a sell order, and then comes back up, which probably won't happen till later tonight or tomorrow, this buy signal will go off. I'm going to look at this indicator here. This is my Trendio LSMA, which is a moving average, as my confirmation. And though this isn't ideally where I'd like to buy on the 30-minute chart, I'm aware that on the day chart, I've got all kinds of room to move up. But on this one, I would keep some funds back in case it dipped down to here around, say, 680. That would be another entry. And then again down here at around 640. So I would be ready to make those additional purchases if necessary, and then wait it out, see if it comes back in a few weeks. But that's how I'd handle that one. Any questions on Rune as a swing trade? Okay, well, I went over those in some detail, so I'll go a little faster on the next few. Let's go back to Altcoin Alert. And we did an AA score sort. Let's do a long-term sentiment sort. And we will look at this as a swing trade. We'll look at this as both. I've gone back and forth whether to use the long-term sentiment sort for day trades or not, because it's supposed to be longer. I'm going to match this up with the Elder Impulse Daily. If you hover over these question marks, you can get a description of what these indicators what they're looking for. A sentiment is what people are talking about online, and Elder Impulse is a technical indicator. So when these match up, I want to look a little bit further. INJ is something I was looking at today. Bitcoin is even on here. Don't see that very often. Ethereum is on here too. RSR, ETC is a lot of bullishness today. We don't usually see this much. Let's look at INJ. See, did I set an alert on this today already? I don't remember. I don't see one. All right, the 15-minute chart looks a lot like what we just saw in Rune. We're above the 80, hasn't dipped down yet. So I think on this one, I would want it to dip down below the 50 and then start to come back on a long. So my alert would look like this. Crossing up on the 50. Once per bar close. This was a long-term sentiment buy. And probably use 3 notes reverb and click create. And so if it dips below the 50, this white line here, and comes back, then that's that alert would go off. If you're a little more daring, you can set one on the 80 for the same thing. If it dips down to, say, this area here, you still have almost 4% up to the red line. So yeah, that would be a good entry on a day trade. And this one is on Coinbase, so you can trade it as a spot trade there if you're in America. Okay. So that's INJ on a day trade. On a swing, go ahead and bring up that Coinbase chart. Okay, it's pumping. We're in the red zone now, pretty much. The hour, same day. Let's go back to 4 hour. All right. 4-hour chart, got a little room for a retrace, not much. So yeah, I'd look at the day chart like we did on Rune. And we got 50% going back up to its prior high from March. Now that's almost 2 months ago. Well, yeah, 2 months ago. So be prepared to be in the trade that long if you're looking for a 50+% move. So, and the alert you set, you could go with the same super trend we talked about. And if you want to be a contrarian, instead of the super trend, maybe do a little divergence. But yeah, this bearish divergence here got crushed. So that's not good. Yeah. Went 10% again. So again, most of the signals you're going to get on divergence in a bull market are going to be bearish. And that can be risky the way I described a little bit earlier. I like to take some divergence trades, some long ones. You get bullish divergence near the green zone like we have here. I mean, these are really good entries. This one would have gone against you, a couple percent before taking off. But I used to trade divergence a lot, and that's just a disagreement between the indicators and the price action. So let me get back to it. I think I've said that the last 3 or 4 Zoom calls. Still haven't really done it. Okay, any questions about INJ as a swing trade? Okay, we're running a little late, so any questions about Altcoin Alert before I head over to iCoinPro? Okay, iCoinPro, home of the 1-2-3 dip. And this is the trading system I pretty much learned day trading on. It's a conservative approach to day trading. Its goals like 1% and 2% wins and piling those up every day. And some of their tools can be useful. I find there's a little overlap with Altcoin Alert. The Altcoin Alert people know I talk about this one too. So there's some good training, some good free training even in iCoinPro if you're interested in that. So there's a couple tools I use to find coins to follow. It's the RSI Spy and the Buddy Coin Crawler. And I'm going to refresh this. I'm sorting by the 1-hour RSI. And the RSI is a similar indicator to the RTI. Actually, the RSI is a relative strength index, pretty well known. And I'm looking for values 30 and below, but today's been such a positive day in the markets that there aren't any. There's some pretty close to 30, but they're Bitcoin pairs. This Gala is what I was talking about earlier. It was at 29 when I was prepping for this. Now it's all the way up to 40, so it's had to move up. Our weave is at 41. I don't usually look at 40s, but since I was looking at that one earlier, I'm gonna go ahead and bring it up real quick. See if this is worth our while. Yeah, because this is the only one that's really been kind of beaten down today. It's well below the 20 on the RTI on the 15-minute chart. So it shot up. Yeah, this one's been all over the place. So the alert would have gone off here on the break above the 20, but then it just dipped down. So you might want to wait for another alert on this one. Have it, because right now it hasn't broken the 20 again. Yeah, tough call. Okay, there's some bad news here about Gala that dropped just 14 minutes ago. So you might want to look at that. Yeah, not sure if I like that. So I'm going to bail on Gala. See what else we got. Arweave. Okay, we'll look at that. See if that's on my list. It is. So Arweave is also dipped today. It's still below the 20. So I like that. Like that a lot. So I would set this alert, add an alert on the RTI, crossing up on the 20. I think I just take that one once. That's an RSI SPY. And yeah, I'm going to go ahead and put that one up. So I'll go ahead and take this Arweave trade if I like what I see, if it breaks below, above the 20. Usually I'll check Bitcoin the same time. Get this back over on a 15-minute chart. And so if I get a signal, an alert on Arweave, and if I look over at Bitcoin, it's got a green, or seems to be trending up, then that's usually a go for me on that setup. On the 50, I look for a trend. In addition to the Bitcoin I just described, I'll look for some trend confirmation from the cumulative delta. So we had a nice break above the 50 here. You know, that was earlier this morning. And then again here on the 50 yesterday afternoon, made a nice move. So the 50 could be another option. I've set my alert on the 20. I'll probably just leave it there for now. Any questions about Arweave on the day trade? Let's take a quick look at this as a swing. Yeah, on the 30-minute chart, let's look at the super trend. It's in the sell right now. Divergence. Got divergence indicated here at 2:30, about an hour ago, Pacific time. Green candle printed on the 30 so far. Not coming out of the green zone, but pretty close to it. And then it's only 5%, not loving that. Let's look at the hour chart. About the same, 4-hour day. Yeah. We have to go all the way to the week chart to find a time or to find a retracement actually. And there's a good one to $62, but that's from late 21. That's a long time ago. So, you know, Arweave is going to have to break or keep breaking up and pursuing an old all-time high from 2021 to be worthwhile. Not sure if I'm comfortable with that. I'm kind of on the fence on that one. So if you want to take it, I'd say hold some funds back for additional purchases. And you can wait till a buy signal triggers. Right click on supertrend, choose your buy, probably only once. And this one's RSI SPY. And then set up the rest as you see fit. Okay, any questions on Arweave? Okay, we'll look at one more. Let's see, that was the RSI SPY. The other one I like is Buddy Coin Crawler. But some of their tokens have been stuck in this on this indicator. So looking for values 4% or higher. I'm sorting by the average low to SMA. It's a 24-hour low to the SMA line, which is the red line between the Bollinger Bands. And I've traded Cody lately. Doge, I usually like shorting that one. Algo, I actually traded for the first time in forever on Friday. Got a day trade out of it. Let's look at Cody. I think I have a cousin named Cody. Yeah. All right, 15-minute chart in the red zone at the moment, above the 80 on the RTI. Yeah, this is what I'd be looking for, something like this. It breaks above the 80 here, then dips down below the 50, and then breaks back up. This is what I like to see on a long, on something like this. So to catch that type of move, right click on your RTI, crossing up on the 50, once per bar close if you want to leave it on all day. And yeah, this is Buddy Coin Crawler. And the rest is you see fit. Okay, on a swing, Cody's up 10% today. So yeah, it's in the red zone on the 30-minute chart. I think this one's going to look like our weave probably. 4 hour, maybe not. 8 hour. Yeah, on the day chart, we've got a significant move. You know, here's some resistance at 17.5 cents. A little bit more at 20.5 cents. Then the red zone up here at about 25 cents. That would be a great move. 70+%. If it takes 70 days, that's probably worth it for a profit that big. So yeah, I like that Cody setup as a longer term swing trade. And probably want to get in when this dips. Super trend buy. And that was Buddy Coin Crawler, I believe. And the rest is you see fit. Okay, any questions on Cody? Is a day trade or swing trade? Spot trade, leverage trade? Okay, any questions on anything we talked about?
No, I learned a lot. That was amazing.
All right, well, I don't get called amazing very often, but I'll take it. Thanks, Ron.
I'll take it.
You go by Ron or Ronald?
Ron.
All right. Welcome aboard. Good to have you. And for everybody else, if you're watching on the recording, I'd rather see you live, but I'll take what I can get. Hope to see you live on Friday. Please check out the opportunities in the pinned comment to help fund the channel. And you guys have a good trading week. See you next time. Bye.
Thank you. See you Friday.
All right. Bye-bye.